You have deeper questions that pop up, and they aren't always easy to get them answered. It's not always easy to find the resources you need to get those questions answered. And it's those questions that are keeping you from moving forward in your course creation business. A new year means new beginnings, new opportunities, and more focus for your business. In the spirit of a new year and a new season of the podcast, you'll notice that today the podcast has a brand new name, the Digital Course Creator Podcast. Don't you love the freshness of a new year? The possibilities for shaping your business to be even more in line with your vision and mission? This is the beauty of entrepreneurship, I feel like. The ability to make adjustments to your business so that you can not only be in alignment, but you can also lean into your strengths and help more people. Many of us, myself included, have gotten into entrepreneurship because it allows you to lean into your passions. It allows you to make the most of your knowledge, your skills, and your experience. And honestly, this is not always possible in a regular 9-to-5 job, although I do know some who have made it happen. Entrepreneurship is really what gives us the chance to pivot and shift what we do on a daily basis. Now, many of you who know that in addition to being an entrepreneur, I am a scientist, I'm a course creator, and one of the most important things that you can do for your business is to be a scientist. It's to look at the data, to explore what you'd like to create and make adjustments. This scientific process, the one that you learned all the way back in grade school and then probably grudgingly employed in high school and possibly even college, depending on what your focus was, is the basis for making adjustments, not just in your business, but in the services that you offer, the courses that you create, the packages that you provide. Without this kind of adjustment, what happens is you get stuck. Your business becomes stagnant. So over the past year, through countless episodes of this podcast, in talking with amazing guests, in working with my one-on-one clients, in getting to know the course creation community even better, and digging into my strengths, it's become clearer than ever that my business is really focusing on helping course creators go from idea to implementation. So when I'm sitting down with my clients, we are working on the course creation process every single day. We are working on the mindset that's needed to keep going when the course feels daunting or the launch doesn't go as planned. We work on messaging so that students know they're in the right place and can say yes to the offer. And we talk about taking meaningful actions in a very, very noisy world that is constantly pulling us and our credit cards in every direction possible. For the past 15 years, I've been creating and implementing courses. I've been going from idea to implementation. Everything from courses on general psychology to a health coach training program to courses about crafting your business vision, emotional intelligence, habit formation, creating connections, mindfulness, measuring progress, getting unstuck. Helping clients with their course creation has always kind of been a side avenue of the work that I've been doing, primarily because there are so many amazing courses out there designed to help you create your own course and get it launched. But through conversations and observations this year, I've realized that the courses are fantastic for getting someone started, but often you have deeper questions that pop up, and they aren't always easy to get them answered. It's not always easy to find the resources you need to get those questions answered. And it's those questions that are keeping you from moving forward in your course creation business. And as a course creator, I know that you want to get your course out there. You want to make a difference in the world, but you need a little bit more help to make that happen, to make it your reality. There are a lot of decisions to make. There are challenges to navigate, and there are times when you just need an extra set of eyes and ears. This whole course creation process can leave even the most experienced course creator feeling almost like they're at a loss for the next step. Even though there are probably 30 next steps they could take and they have them all listed out, it's hard to know which one is the right next step. I believe that you should be able to get your course finished and launched without tearing your hair out. This is exactly what I work on with my one-on-one clients. And I want to bring some of that support to the podcast this year. So over the next 12 months, I have a variety of topics planned for you. We are going to be talking about, first up, some common course creation myths that you need to keep your eyes out for so that you do not fall into these traps. We are going to focus on creating and developing engaging content. We will talk about effective teaching techniques so that your students get the most out of your course and get that course promise. We'll talk about how to use technology as an asset. We'll talk about creating course objectives so that your students and you can measure progress effectively. After all, we want to know that they are succeeding in whatever it is you're teaching them. We'll also talk about messaging and marketing for your course creation business. We'll talk about creating effective lead magnets, launching your course. We'll talk about the idea of evergreen courses and so much more. Here's why. Here's why I'm going to do this. This is why the whole podcast is shifting or just kind of leaning further into this course creation component of the podcast. When I first graduated with my PhD, 15-ish or more years ago, I had a wonderful mentor in my first year of creating and teaching courses. I would sit on his office floor, looking through his bookshelves of books. That tells you it was quite some time ago. And all of the resources that he had, they were still paper copies, right? And he would patiently answer my questions. He would help me understand the differences among the resources, the pros and cons of each without ever telling me what to do. That same year, I had another colleague who would answer my questions about course content that I was required to cover, but the only time I had learned it was in my own general psych class as an undergrad. So I had more questions. I had the opportunity to get feedback from 2 other colleagues in the department so that I could improve my teaching skills. I want this level of support for you. I want you to have support as you create, launch, and revise your course. That's why I'm shifting the podcast with this 4th season to be focused on you, the digital course creator. I want you to know what it's like to get help at each turn, to have someone who is firmly in your corner and sharing important information with you so that you can succeed, so that you can take the next step, so that you can make those decisions. This year, I want to hear from you each step of the way. Send me messages on Instagram. Let me know where you are in the process, what you're struggling with, and what you want to celebrate. I'm here for it all. Which means this week's action item, that part of the podcast is not shifting. You're still going to have a weekly action item. This week's action item is simple-ish. I want you to sit down and spend 30 minutes or so exploring where you want your course to be at the end of this year. Then think about what questions you have, what resources you're going to need, and what support you'll want to engage in order to make that a reality. When you get really clear on these things, you'll be ready to take the next step in your course creation process. And that next step will often be a lot clearer because you have all of this detailed and decided upon. As we wrap up for today, I just want to say thank you so much for being here, for inviting me into your course creation journey. With the new year, there are infinite possibilities to make your business what you want it to be. The change of the calendar is often, it feels like a perfect moment, doesn't it, to make a shift. But just know that you can make a shift at any point in your business so that you are more in alignment with your vision and your mission as an entrepreneur and as a digital course creator. The key is to keep looking at the data, keep checking in with your gut, and make adjustments along the way.